This is Real to Real going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Real to Real. I'm Micah Pappas, a junior from Lubbock High School.
And I'm Abigail Garcia, a junior from Washington.
Abby, let's kick off the show by highlighting some of the amazing things happening in our district.
Sure thing. As the fall and winter weather pushes more and more into our students, and thanks to the Lubbock Professional Firefighters Association, students at Pomona Harrison were given brand new coats for the winter. This is the second time that the Lubbock Professional Firefighters Association donated jackets to one of our campuses, and the smile on the students' faces that received the jackets are truly priceless.
So we have a group of Lubbock firefighters that are here donating a coat to every student on our campus. We have close to 600, so that's a lot of coats. I guess a little over a month ago, Chris Kemp came and brought us the sizing kit, and all the teachers had to get their students' sizes. And so we had a list of all classes, all students, sizes, genders, and then our secretary made little cards for them. So they has their name, their teacher, their gender, their size, and they just turn in their little card and then all this. I know.
That was a great act of kindness from the Lubbock Professional Firefighters. Thank you from everyone at Lubbock ISD.
Yes, and now we move on to Lubbock Christian University as they hosted our Lubbock ISD elementary cross-country race. Check out this awesome footage as this was the 27th year for the championship elementary cross-country race, as they timed and scored this event for 320 registered runners. In fact, there was every elementary school in Lubbock ISD represented, except for 2. And this was something that all the elementary PE coaches wanted their students to take part in.
It's a way to introduce the kids to cross-country, to the sport. And just a side note, some of the kids that ran in the high school regionals and state, a lot of the LISD kids started here. This is where they got their introduction. So that's what this is all about. We want it to be fun, we want it to be friendly, and we also want the spirit of competition.
And keeping it at our elementary schools, the season of giving thanks is upon us, which means our schools are getting ready to serve up the annual Thanksgiving meals. And at Wolford Elementary, the Wildcats welcomed their families with all of the Thanksgiving favorites. And for administrators at Wolford Elementary, they know family environment is so vital to the success of the school.
We do, and we really try to get their input and to see when we're able to do those things that are best for our families. One thing that we found is doing things at lunch. Sometimes it's difficult for any of us to, once we get home, it's difficult to come back. So we try to do as much as we can during the school day to allow our families to be able to participate. And we've really found that that has helped us to be more successful. So I think being able to look at what works for us, and it may not be, we have to come up with different ways to do it, but when we can figure out what works in our community, it really helps.
And over at our middle school ranks, every middle school in Lubbock ISD came together to compete in a STEM challenge out of the science spectrum. As you see here in this video, the competition was a lot of fun. And STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, the students that participated were broken down into teams of 3. These teams could be with friends or with people they don't even know. But the goal was to collaborate and complete challenges. One of these challenges was to build a zip line. And of course, the goal is to see what team can do the best.
To be really careful with how you plan this out, because if you do something like from the start, you do something really fast and you mess it up, then you won't be able to do anything else other than that, because you're gonna have to stick to that, and if it's messed up, then you kind of have to go with it. So you have to really plan it out and make sure it's good with other people.
That's a really cool competition. And now let's go to the high school ranks, as we have an honorable story from the Talkington Lady Warriors. Emma Feist has a story for you.
Here at the home of the Lady Warriors, we hold a special ceremony annually honoring the girls who uphold a GPA of 4.2 and above by giving them an honor sweater. This year's ceremony was special, however, not only because of the location in the new auditorium, but also because of the integration of a new tradition in this ceremony. That tradition being the presenting of AP Scholar sweatshirts to a select few juniors and seniors who achieved a score of 3 or higher on 3 or more AB exams. These sweaters and sweatshirts are not only great for the fall weather, but they also are good examples for what the younger students at Talkington strive to achieve. For Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Emma Feist.
That's an amazing story, Abby.
It was really fun going out with Emma to film that. But that's just one of the cool things happening at Talkington.
That's right, Abby. Caleb was on the scene last week at Talkington's ribbon cutting ceremony. Let's check it out.
The Talkington School for Young Women Leaders recently revealed their brand new fine arts facility. Members of the community were welcomed in to see how their generous funding through a grant passed in 2018 has created an environment where students can learn and grow like never before. Visitors marveled at the stunning choir, piano, orchestra, and art facilities. Then we were all welcomed into the brand new auditorium. And the students took to the stage, showcasing the same skills the new facilities were designed to stimulate. In the words of Dr. Richard Fountain from Wayland Baptist University, a partner of Talkington,
and we're just starting to mine the depths of the incredible possibilities that you can see for music teaching in the future.
This was in reference to the remote playing software StereoCast, which is being beta tested at Talkington, and was used to give visitors a piano performance all the way from New York City. Reporting for LISD TV, I'm Caleb Galbraith.
That's awesome. I bet y'all love that new facility.
We really do. Hey, Micah, did you know that our TV studio was used the other day for an important training?
I actually did. Check out this video that we captured on our infrared security camera. You see, these students from the disaster response class have started their training by crawling in the dark, tethered to one another, trying to find the assigned plastic baby with any clues that they can find.
Overall, this is a very important lesson to learn for the future disaster response students, as given away by their very own instructor.
Response. We don't know what kind of disaster we're going to have, so we've done some training on wide area searches, like for warehouses, for schools, gymnasiums, things like that. We watched some videos on that, and they've learned kind of the gist of it. But you know, talking about doing it in a lighted classroom or doing it in zero visibility is a lot different. So what we did is we set up a studio with no lighting in there, and we took them and showed them how to use a rope to section off the area to search, and then go in and search for victims, materials, whatever it is we're looking for. So they're practicing that search and seeing what it's like to do that in zero visibility.
Fantastic stuff there by Naomi. And Abby, you know what?
What?
We keep getting better and better as the show goes along. I like what we've done here.
Right. I can see why Mr. Dixon challenged us to go and capture stories from around the district, because the quality of our shows keeps going up.
That's for sure. And we still have so much more still to come on the 12th edition of Reel to Reel as we head over to the Sports Connection with Cesar Montes.
But first, we have so much more from our amazing district, and we show you our hard work from our latest national contest.
That's right, and you won't want to miss that next on Reel to Reel, only on Lubbock ISD TV.
Last year, our second-year students taught our teachers about social media. So this year, we decided to revisit.
And you just snapped. You know, you can start a streak by doing that.
A streak?
It's where you continuously snap someone every day.
Can I set a streak of my dog? My dog is much cuter than this dog.
Am I live? Like Facebook Live?
What's the story?
Hey, I moved over to TikTok.
At least you know how to say it.
Look like there's progress being made.
Let's get rolling, Caesar. Come on, Caesar, you can't keep up? Okay, Caesar, I promise that was the last time.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Let's get on the road and tell some stories.
Catch all the on-the-road stories running every day on Lubbock ISD TV.
Hey Sam, come check this out.
Yo, what's up, Julius? What's going on?
It's our new theme song for Reel to Reel.
Dude, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Let's.
Get it, Sam.
Oh, dude.
Get it, Sam.
Oh.
Get it.
Yeah. Yo, what's going on here?
We're listening to our new theme song for Reel to Reel, bro.
Can I join you?
Yeah, come on, get in, bro.
Come on.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Going live every week is physically and emotionally exhausting. And the last thing we want is going to talk to the media. But we're professionals, and we're willing to do our job.
You know, Jared takes everyone's lines,
every show. And it doesn't matter if it was me or the last guy that did the show, whatever his name was. But it's like that every show with Jared. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's the greatest job in the world. That's what I tell you guys. But when I go home, I just shut down, sit in my chair, and just think. Why didn't I steal all of his lines?
Welcome back to Real. You know, Micah, this has been a pretty busy week for us.
It really has, and we saved some of our best events for the B block of the show.
We sure did. And we have to start with today's holiday, Veterans Day.
Thank you to all the soldiers for all that you've done. Your bravery, courage, and sacrifice does not go unnoticed.
That was beautiful stuff by Mr. Rush. And Micah, do you have any veterans in your family?
I actually do. I come from a long line of Air Force and Army veterans. What about you, Abby?
Unfortunately, I do not. But we do want to say we are so thankful for all the men and women that served our great nation.
And keeping it with our Veterans Day celebration, Mackenzie Middle School had their annual Veterans Day celebration. They had food trucks and great things. It was also an opportunity to showcase the Raiders Fine Arts programs, from the bands to the choir, from the orchestra to even the mariachi program. It was a beautiful day to honor our great veterans.
It's a neat thing to introduce children to the veterans in our community. Our military service is important to our country, obviously. I have a number of teachers that are either veterans as well or have a husband or a family member that was in the military. And so it's just our way of giving back to the community in recognition of their service.
What a wonderful event. Now, Micah, we have a pretty busy week.
That's for sure. This past week, we competed in our latest national competition with the Student Television Network.
We sure did. And our afternoon class had 2 teams competing in 2 different competitions.
Our first team, rather, our team, had to do a news story with a focus statement of global warming, local solutions.
And so, here's our team's news story that we submitted to the STN.
Coming out to the Altitude Corn Maze has been a Lubbock tradition for over 2 decades. Many residents, including myself, enjoy seeing the new designs every year. This year's design, a local icon, Prairie Dog Pete.
And then I really love this year's design just because it's kind of nuanced, Prairie Dog Pete being kind of an icon of Lubbock, Texas also. So every year we try to nod to our local history and our local ecology.
When you think global warming, you probably think about the cause, big factories and CO2 emissions. But rarely do we ever stop and think about the effects it has on small town farmers.
Every year you put a seed in the ground and you just hope that you can get that seed to grow and to produce a crop that you can then make money off of. Well, because the Llano Estacado and West Texas in general is very sporadic in terms of its weather patterns, and they're becoming more and more sporadic with general climate change, it's becoming increasingly more of a risk to farm. But this year, we'd kind of seen over the winter that it was going to be dry because we just didn't have any winter rains like we normally do. And I could tell I just didn't have the moisture to grow corn.
From far away, you might not be able to see a difference, but take a closer look and you'll see a local take on dealing with climate change.
That's primarily sorghum Sudan grass, which looks a lot like corn, mixed with sorghum, with pearl millet, foxtail millet, all mixed together. And I'd planted that in the past, just kind of experimenting, and saw that it actually did better than my corn. It required less water, it was more biodiverse, it was thicker, it stayed greener longer throughout the year. And so in kind of seeing that I didn't have the available moisture over the winter this past year, I said, let's just go for it. Let's not do corn anymore. Let's try this other crop. And it's worked fabulously.
The crops may be different, but the feeling's still the same. For Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Bella Christodoulou.
What a great entry from our team, Micah.
Thank you, but ours wasn't the only story we submitted for the STN Fall Competition.
That's right, because our afternoon class was also tasked with creating a short film from the prompt, Cut Me Some Slack. Caleb, Emma, Carson, and Naomi have the film for you.
So you were sitting there, thinking about some of your personal issues.
Yeah.
And then she comes up and takes the headphones, and then you argued about it.
She didn't understand what I was saying. I wasn't really wanting to be bothered right then.
Okay. And then later you're still upset, and your friend texts you, and you blow it off like you're fine, like nothing's wrong.
What else am I supposed to do? Even if I told him what was going on, I don't want to be pitied.
So you're a busy person.
Yeah.
On this night in particular, you were performing for choir. Your teacher's always on you guys because, you know, you're in the top group. And you had a lead role in one of the songs. I would imagine that was rather stressful. So you sing, then you leave. You have a commitment to be perfect. But nobody sees that you're exhausted.
The pressure, it can really get to you.
You work a lot of the time, don't you?
Yeah, I'm working when I'm at school. Working when I get home. But I'm still trying to be a musician. The inspiration just isn't there anymore. And my family just gets in the way. They don't understand.
They never understand.
Afternoon class.
I agree, but make sure to tune in to our next show to see the sports story that the morning class made for the STN Fall Competition.
And I can't wait to see that. Hey Micah, is it just me or was it really cold this morning?
Yeah, it was very cold. But will it stay like that? let's head on over to the reel-to-reel Weather Now set as Caleb Galbraith has all of the answers. Caleb?
Thanks, guys. Well, if you haven't gone to buy your winter jacket just yet, you might want to go and get one, because cooler temps are officially here, and it looks like they're going to be hanging around for a while. Of course, our weather comes courtesy of the Weather Channel. So let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Saturday, our lows will dip below the freezing mark, and they'll be back up to the 50s during the day. Sunday is a day to know. Winds will pick up and bring in a front. They'll bring in the early morning showers for Monday, as we have a 35% chance of rain that morning and a high of 43. Maybe snow, we'll just have to wait and see. But for the rest of the forecast, you can see right away, it's going to be cold. Now let's go to tonight's game day forecast as the Estacado Matadors are in the postseason. And we all hope it's a November to remember for the Big E. Tonight, they'll play the Bowie Bears out in Midland. Kickoff will be at 7 p.m. and our forecast favors the style of offense Estacado plays, as it will be on the colder side. Kickoff temps will be at 45 degrees, but will dip to the upper 30s by the end of the game. So if you're a Matador fan, take a blanket and a big jacket and yell loud for our boys. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our extended forecast as we can start to look at Thanksgiving. It's hard to believe that we can already see this, but the school year is flying by, as the highs on here are ranging every day. Some chances of rain here and there, but overall, I think Turkey Day is going to be nice. As of right now, we'll have a high of 62 on Thanksgiving, which means Mr. Ward will be outside playing football with his family. So guys, do you have any fun Thanksgiving traditions?
Absolutely. We have a lot of friends over and everyone brings their own meal, kind of like a potluck. What about you, Abby?
My family comes down into town. Thanks so much, Caleb.
Yes, and still to come on this edition of Reel to Reel, we keep it real with Mr. Ward.
But first, we have the sports connection, as we have some state champions.
Yes, we do. You won't want to miss that right after this short commercial break.
All right, Emma, your package is coming on in 3, 2, 1. Emma, what are you doing?
I can't do this.
We're in the middle of a show.
Hey, what's going on? Emma, are you okay?
Emma has a little bit of, oh, what's the word? I guess you can call it video fright.
All right, now everybody, we're gonna watch our action edit, and going first will be Emma.
There she goes.
Emma, where you at, Emma? Emma? All right, I've searched everywhere. She's gotta be in the studio. Emma, where you at? The shoes. That's gotta be Emma. Emma, you can't hide. Come on. You make awesome videos. Come on, you make awesome videos.
Please don't make me watch it, Mr. Ward.
I can't understand it. She has some of the best videos we've ever seen.
The following was pulled from the LISD TV archives.
It's our job to educate the first-year students on how to be journalists. It's kind of like our training camp.
In 3, 2, 1.
Read those scripts. Read those scripts. I see you back there. Read those scripts. Read those scripts. Get that blood flowing. Think scripts. Think scripts. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Type those stories. Type those stories. Check those sources. Check those sources.
Anything to do our jobs better, we're all for it.
Give me energy. Give me energy.
Yo, guess what day it is, huh? Come on, Sienna, guess what day it is?
Tie Tuesday.
No. Come on, Lily, you gotta know what day it is.
Game day.
What?
How happy are Lubbock ISD fans every time we take a broadcast?
I'd say happier than Mr. Ward on game day.
Game day, yeah!
I'm Cesar Montes with your Sports Connection. Frank Haynes once said, only who can see the invisible can do the impossible. And this week, a few of our student athletes made the almost impossible possible. As Lubbock ISD was well represented as the UIL State Cross Country meet, as David Mora won the 5A State Championship for Monterey. That is awesome, but we aren't done. Reese Penna from Lubbock High School finished 4th in the 5A, and as a team, the Monterey boys finished 8th in the state. Congrats to our students who competed in the meet. We are so proud of each and every one of you. And to the Hardwood, our boys basketball teams tip off their season tonight, and we can't wait to see what our guys do on the court this season. But for our girls teams, they are already 2 games into the season. And so real quick, here is the hoop scoop. The Coronado Lady Mustangs are 1-1 on the season, and so are the Estacado Lady Matadors, while both Lubbock High and Monterey are 2-0. Of course, if you want to see any of our teams in action, their complete schedules are on Lubbock ISD's website. And now let's head on over to the gridiron. It's officially playoff time as the Estacado Matadors are set to start their postseason journey tonight, as they are set to face the Bowie Bears out in Midland in Outtown Communications Stadium. Their game will kick off tonight, November 11th at 7 p.m. And I know they're saying is East Side versus everybody, but I know that everyone in Lubbock ISD is rooting for the Big E as they chase their postseason dreams. We wish Coach Baylock and the guys best of luck. And over to the Coronado, they say student athletes dream of putting pen to paper and signing a letter of intent. On Wednesday, one Coronado athlete had the dream come true. Check out this video of Preston Different signing to ASU for golfing. Let's hear from him now.
The recruiting process is the craziest experience I've had just in life in general. I could sit down and tell you about it for a long time, but just to be short, it's about finding the place where you see that you're going to be successful.
And you know, I love seeing our student athletes putting pen to paper and signing. It's a big day for him, and so congrats.
Thanks so much, Caesar.
Yes, and still to come on the 12th edition of Reel to Reel. We wrap up the show with Mr. Ward's Keeping It Real.
What does he have this week to say? We will just have to wait and see.
You won't want to miss out on that right after this short commercial break.
Of course, we all love fantasy football around here, but once a year, there's a group of students that play fantasy, Lubbock ISD TV.
You know what? I'm taking Galbraith for my first pick. That guy really has an on-air presence.
Oh man, Ethan. That might be the steal of the draft. He is good.
I had him as an up-and-coming star. More like a superstar.
Is there pressure? Oh yeah, tons of pressure.
There's my guy. Good luck on your show today. Well, there goes my chances of winning fantasy this year.
Welcome back to Reel, only on Lubbock ISD TV. You know, we love to challenge our students, and this week our students, your students, stepped up to the challenge once again. You see, our students were in another Student Television Network challenge, and this is something that we'll do all year, and that's because Mr. Dixon wants us to do every STN challenge that they drop. And so this past week, we had more than a dozen students competing, and this was a fast-paced competition. They dropped the prompt on Wednesday, and the videos were due on a Monday. Literally, they had less than a week to turn a story or a video based on the prompt they were given. And you saw a few of them today. And I don't know about you, but I'm proud of these videos. They worked so hard, they collaborated together, and they were really great teams. And it gets me excited for our national competition coming up in March, because we're getting pretty good. And it's because our students are bought into this program, because when you come together as one, you can achieve anything. Now it's me, Mr. Ward, keeping it real, only on Reel to Reel. I'll send it back to our team of 4 at the desk.
And before we wrap up the show, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast one last time. Caleb?
Yeah, tomorrow should be a nice fall day here on the South Plains. Pretty cool, but Sunday, it'll change things up. As we look at our 7-day forecast for the week, Sunday's winds will bring a cold front. That could lead to some early morning showers on Monday, as we have a 35% chance of precipitation that morning. And with how cool it will be on that day, could we see any snow flurries? As a fan of sleeping in on school days because of delays, I sure hope so. But y'all, our temps are starting to get cool, so make sure you wear your jacket all next week.
Thanks so much, Caleb. And that's going to do it for our show.
Yes, it is. And we want to thank you for this time. The afternoon class will be back next week.
telling more stories from around our district.
But until then, we hope you stay happy and healthy.
This has been a production